Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 1st April 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, all of you please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. It is a highly expensive training course, but we are providing complete free training and all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel homepage, click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community. Click on the Community tab. You get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course, YouTube playlist. Here I kept all the training lessons. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions mentioned at our Telegram channel. I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Go to the video description, join at our Telegram channel. At the Telegram channel top of the window, you can find pinned messages. So go to the pinned messages and one of the pinned messages are having all the training instructions. So learn this course according to those training instructions. Definitely you will become a very good independent trader in the coming months time period. Now let's get into the report generation. First I am going to generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. After that, let us find the stocks near demand and supply zones, and also we will identify daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. After that, we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for different income trades, and finally we will generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. Okay, first NIFTY, starting with monthly time frame, I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is a NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain report. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones, and always look into the LTF time frame to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected, and apply the same rules to the remaining reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. Okay, this is monthly supply demand zone chain report for NIFTY. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Serial number 30 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. Let me put it in the center. So this is 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. So all are supply zones. I'm scrolling the list down. So 45 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. So this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. That is nothing but Nifty Bank. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Serial number 21 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price, the PR's demand zone. Let me put it in the center. Okay. So this is 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So with this we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next we will find stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Starting with the yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 4 stocks. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So pause the video, study the report and proceed to the next reports. Those who don't understand the structure of the report, I request you complete training lesson 21.1. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone. No stocks are available. Next time frame half yearly. Stocks near half yearly demand zone. We got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near half yearly supply zone. No stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Okay, next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near quarterly supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. First 23 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. 31 stocks. We can further filter based on quarterly demand zones having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now we got 18 stocks. Price closed in the quarterly demand zone. And all the quarterly demand zones are having quarterly EMA confluence. Always look into the search strategy so that you understand how we filtered the stocks. Okay, next, quarterly time frame. Price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 6 stocks. We can further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. Can be up or down. So we got 3 stocks. So next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near monthly supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 32 stocks. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So 14 stocks are filtered. All these 14 monthly demand zones are having monthly EMA confluence and also current price closed inside those monthly demand zones. Okay, next, monthly time frame. Price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 20 stocks are filtered. Okay. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. Can be up or down. Now list is come down to 14 stocks. So this is about monthly time frame. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, stocks near weekly supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 26 stocks are filtered. Out of these 26, how many are having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly demand zones having weekly EMA confluence. So enable the filter. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So we got 4 stocks. These weekly demand zones having weekly EMA confluence and also current price closed inside the weekly demand zone. Okay. Next, weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 45 stocks are filtered. Let us further filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly time frame should not be sideways, can be up or down. Now the list is reduced. First 16 stocks in the list. So in all these stocks, weekly supply zones having weekly EMA confluence and also current price closed inside those weekly supply zones. Scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered. So this is about weekly time frame. And the next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. So we got 16 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity demand zones from this list. NIFTY Financial Services is having a daily high liquidity demand zone and also it is listed in F&O, FinNifty. NIFTY Financial Services is nothing but FinNifty. Next NIFTY IT, but we don't focus on this stock. It is not listed in F&O. Next, HDFC Bank is having a daily high liquidity zone. Next, Hindustan Unilever is having daily high liquidity demand zone and it is also moving in between high liquidity daily demand zone and supply zone. Either side you may get trade opportunity. Next one is IRFC having daily high liquidity zone. Next, Power Grid is having a daily high liquidity daily demand zone. Next, Shriram Finance is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. So that's it. So total 6 daily high liquidity demand zones we identified from this list. Next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Exide Industries is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. PEL is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. And it is also having a high liquidity daily supply zone. So either side we can look for trade opportunities. That's it. We have identified 2 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, next. Daily time frame, price closed inside the daily demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 60 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on daily demand zones having daily EMA confluence. in the EMA Confluence at daily time frame. Setting the filter, daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence. And trend on the daily should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now list is come down to 22 stocks. So first 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered. All these daily demand zones are having daily EMA Confluence. And also current price closed inside the daily demand zones. Okay, this is about daily stocks price closed inside daily demand zone. Next, daily time frame, price closed inside the daily supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 38 stocks are filtered. Out of these 38, we can further filter based on daily supply zones are having daily EMA Confluence. And also trend on the daily time frame should not be sideways. Can be up or down. So 9 stocks are filtered. Price closed inside these daily supply zones, and also those daily supply zones are having daily EMA Confluence. So this is about daily time frame. Next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. We got 12 stocks. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 5 stocks. Let us check any high liquidity demand zones. No. There are no 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next 75 minutes time frame. Let us find the stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. First one is not listed in F&O. Deepak Nitrate is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Reliance is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. So we have identified 2 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes supply zone, we got 14 stocks. Next, stocks near 25 minutes. Previously we identified stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, near 25 minutes supply zone, we got 14 stocks. This is the first one I displayed. Okay. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near 15 minutes demand zone, we got 7 stocks. And we can filter based on 15 minutes supply demand zone having 75 minutes demand zone Confluence supported stocks. That is demand zone Confluence, 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone. I enabled the filter. So we got 2 stocks. Both are pierced zones. Okay, next 15 minutes demand zone, 15 minutes time frame, stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Let us filter based on ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence supported stocks. Enable the filter. We got 6 stocks. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. We got only 1 stock. Anyway, it is pierced. Let's leave it. Next, 5 minutes time frame, stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. We got 17 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 17 stocks. Let us further filter based on ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. Enable the filter. We got 10 stocks. Out of these 10, third one is pierced. Sorry, second one. Not third, second one is pierced. So we can ignore it. Okay. Sorry, mistake. We have to look into supply zones, right? Okay. Seventh one is a pierced supply zone. We have to ignore that. Or you can look for any traps available at lower time frame, like 1 minute time frame. Or below any 5 minute zone might be there. That is acting as a trap. Okay, this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Next, we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for different income trades. So first, bullish trade setup for daily income, monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone, and zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and hands score 12, and also bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time frame. I am selecting bullish. With these filters, we got 9 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And all these entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. All these are all daily demand zones. Out of these 9 daily demand zones, we can further filter based on high probability trade setup parameters. That is zone confluence. First, let us identify high probability trade setup supported zones based on LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. So I enable the filter. With this filter, out of 9 stocks, we got all 9. In all these 9, these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zone. Let us check out of these 9, because daily is part of weekly. If weekly demand zone having weekly EMA, then the daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, because daily is part of weekly zone. So in the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, I am checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So 4 stocks are filtered. So these 4 daily demand zones are having even more high probability to get success, because they are overlapped with the weekly zone, and that weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, this is about LTF, ITF and ITF EMA confluence. LTF, ITF demand zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Next, we will look into even HTF, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. I removed EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is enabled. Next, daily with monthly demand zone confluence. Weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with their weekly demand zones. Again, both together overlapped with monthly demand zones. and monthly trend is up in all the 3 stocks. So if monthly demand zone having monthly EMA, then these daily demand zones are having even more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA at monthly time frame, I am checking monthly demand zone is having monthly EMA confluence. All 3 are filtered. So all the 3 stocks are having even more high probability, especially these daily demand zones, because they have confluence with weekly and monthly, and also that monthly having monthly EMA confluence. So this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at daily. I am selecting bearish, and zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhances score 12. And we got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, and entry time frame zones are these daily supply zones. Okay, out of these 4 stocks, how many are having ITF supply zone confluence? Let us verify. That is a daily and a weekly supply zone confluence. So I enable the filter. Out of 4, all 4 are filtered. All 4 we got. That means all these daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zone. And also weekly trend is down in all the stocks, bearish trade setup. So let's verify any weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, I am checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. So we got 3 stocks out of 4. So these 3 are having more high probability to get success, based on LTF, ITF supply zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Remove EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, daily supply zone and these daily supply zones overlapped with weekly, both together again overlapped with monthly. But monthly trend is sideways, so we are not looking into monthly supply zone with monthly EMA because it doesn't give any extra advantage. Then trend is sideways. Okay, this is a bullish trade setup, this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So next we will look into weekly income trades. For bullish trade setup, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes bullish, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12, and also 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone pierced count is 0. That means zone is not pierced, which is on 75 minutes demand zone. Let's filter. We got 16 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. All these 75 minutes demand zones. Okay, out of the 16, 75 minutes demand zone, we can find high probability trade setup supported stocks based on the zone confluence. First filter, LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. So that is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. I enable the filter. We got 11 stocks out of 16. These 11 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zones. and daily trend is up in all the stocks, ITF trend. So let us further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got 10 stocks. So all these 10 daily 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zone and the daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So that way these 10 stocks are having even more high probability to get success. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 with weekly demand zone confluence. Daily with weekly demand zone confluence with all the 3 filters. LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. We got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with the daily. Both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. But weekly trend is sideways in all the stocks. So checking EMA confluence does not give any advantage. This is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, selected bearish, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12, and 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 9 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And all these entry time frame zones are supply zones, 75 minutes supply zones. So out of these 9 75 minute supply zones, we can further filter based on high probability trade setup parameters, zone confluence. First filter is LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. This is demand zone. Next one is supply zone. Yeah, in the supply zone confluence, 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence filter is enabled. With this filter, we got 6 stocks. In these 6 stocks, these 75 minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zones. All 75 minute supply zones are part of daily supply zone, and also daily trend is down in all these stocks, ITF trend. So if daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence, then the 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. A daily time frame, daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So we got 3 stocks. So these 3 75 minute supply zones are having even more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is 75 minutes daily and weekly supply zone confluence. Removed EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 with weekly supply zone confluence, daily with weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, supply zone confluence, we got only 1 stock. So this 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. But weekly trend is sideways. So checking EMA confluence does not give any advantage. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, we will look into daily income trade reports. Bullish trade setup daily income trade, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes. I'm selecting bullish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score 12, and also 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. Minimum value 0, maximum value 0 for the pierced count. So with these filters we got 10 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. All these are all 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 10 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having even more high probability to get success? Let's filter based on LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. With this filter, we got 9 stocks. In all these 9 stocks, 15 minutes demand zones overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend is up in all these stocks. So let's verify if any of the 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. The EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I am checking 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. 6 stocks are having. So these 6 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence supported stocks. Remove EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. So in these 6 stocks, these are daily demand zones, sorry, not daily, 15. These 15 minutes demand zones, they are all overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Again, both together overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend, HTF trend is up in few stocks, in 4 stocks. Out of these 4, how many are having daily demand zones with daily EMA confluence? Inside those daily, these 15 minutes demand zones might be overlapped. So to verify that, in the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am selecting whether daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. At the same time, the trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we got 4 stocks. So these 4 are having even more high probability to get success. Because 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily, all 3 are overlapped with each other and also daily having daily EMA confluence. So this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhanced score 12, and also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So at 15 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones for bearish trade setup. Out of these 3, how many are having more high probability to get success? Let us filter. First one, LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. So I enabled the filter. We got only 1 stock. So in this stock, the 5 minute supply zone overlapped with this, this is the 15 minute supply zone. Overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down. Let's check if this supply is the 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we did not get the stock. So no stocks are having EMA confluence. Next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Remove EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, 15 minutes with 75 minutes. Next 15 minutes supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. 75 minutes supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only one stock. So this 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. And let us check in the daily trend is down. If daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence, then this 15 minute supply zone might be having more probability to get success. Let's verify. The EMA confluence at daily, I'm checking daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. So not having any EMA confluence. Okay. So based on EMA confluence, we don't have any stocks for this income trade. So this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next we will look into hourly income trade reports. For bullish trade setup, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup 5 minutes, I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. And also 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum 0. With these filters, we got 7 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. And hourly income trade bullish trade setup, entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. So we have 7 5 minutes demand zones. Out of these 7, how many are having a high probability to get success? Let's verify. First, LTF, ITF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence supported stocks. Enable the filter. We got all 7. 5 minute zones overlapped with 15 minute zone. And the 15 minutes trend is up in all these stocks. Let's verify if any of the 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got one stock. Probably these demand zones might be having more probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. First filter is already enabled. Next 5 minutes with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In these 5 stocks, 5 minutes demand zones overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in 1, 2, 3, 4 stocks out of 5. If those 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, probably these 5 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting the filter 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we got 3 stocks are filtered. So these 3 5 minutes demand zones might be having even more high probability to get success. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes. I am selecting bearish. And zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhancer score 12. And 5 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. And in all these 5 stocks, entry time frame zones are these are 5-minute supply zones. All are 5-minute supply zones. Out of these 5-minute supply zones, how many are having more probability to get success? Let's filter based on the zone confluence. First filter, LTF ITF supply zone confluence, that is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. I enable the filter. Out of 5, 4 are filtered. So those 4 5-minute supply zones overlapped with 15-minute supply zone. And also the 15 minutes trend is down in all these stocks. And 5 minutes is overlapped with that 15-minute supply zone. So if 15-minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, then these 5-minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, I'm setting 15-minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. No stocks are having 15-minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I removed EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, 5 minutes with 15 minutes confluence. Next 5-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone confluence. 15-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we did not get any stocks. So we don't have any 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75-minute supply zone confluence supported stocks. Okay, this is a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. And in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. After that, you can proceed further. I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the list. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.